Hello, happy Thursday, everybody. Today, I'm excited to share with you two cards, and they are going to be featuring the Autumn Leaves stamp set and the All About Autumn Designer Series paper. My name is Lori DeGrood from Lori DeMarie Crafts, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Calgary here. And I love to share some ideas, techniques, tips, inspiration, get my words out today, with you to help you take your paper crafting products and turn them into beautiful projects that you can then share with others. This is a crazy week. It is a lot of fun. Yesterday was the official launch of the September to December mini catalog. So if you missed the news, it is officially live and it is chock full of beautiful products, and it's going to be fun to show you over the next few months some fun ideas that you can use in your own card making and crafting. So I don't know if you've got some favorite things that's popped out to you right away, things that you're excited about, but there's, we've got 4 months of fun crafting ahead of us with all this great stuff. So before we get to our cards today, I just wanted to say I do have an ordering special going on if you're interested in ordering. So the cards I made a couple weeks ago with the Walk and Forest Designer Series paper, which is really fun paper. So if you use my current host code, I'll put a link later, and spend over $60, I'll send you everything in the mail to make 6 cards, 3 of each design. And it's just a fun thank you for me to send to you for thanks for ordering. So there's that. And today is also the very last day to sign up for my festive catalog launch party. So I'm so excited about it. So I've got an out-of-town option and a local option. The local option actually might be full. It's pretty full. I'm excited about it. So, but there's still, you definitely send me a message if you would like to come. So it's next Saturday, September the 16th. And then I can also send out-of-town packets to anywhere in Canada. So you can check my website for information under classes, or you can message me and I would love to send you all the information. So that's all the blabbing we're going to do. So let's get to the crafting and talking about the suite, which you are going to love. So let's go down to my desk. So here's the lovely catalog, which I can now show you everything on the inside. So it's officially live and it is full of amazing things. Look at this, right? So lots of things to choose from. So I'm going to page 42 and 43, or if you look online, it's the All About Autumn Suite Collection. So there is a variety of things here, and if you've been paying attention or you're trying to order already, some things are back ordered, but they are coming back, so don't fret. They're not gone forever. Just try to catch it on your next order or wait till they come in. And so I'm going to show you the stamp set and the paper today, and some like alternatives, because the dots are back ordered and the ribbon is back ordered. And so, well, and the paper, but this is coming back next week, so that's just a few days away. But I just thought I'd show you some other ideas, right? We've got lots of crafting supplies. The suite obviously all goes together, lovely. But the best part about Stampin' Up, right, is the coordination. All the products, you can find something in the annual catalog and this catalog that's all gonna go together. And that's what's so awesome about Stampin' Up. So I'm just featuring the stamp set today and not the bundle. Why, you may ask? Because I forgot to buy the dies. So let's show you the stamp set. It came and I was like, where are the dies? Checked my order. No, I just ordered the stamp set. So on that note, next week, stay tuned and I'm going to show off the Autumn Leaves dies and everything that they can do. But I thought, you know what, this is not bad. I can show you the stamp set and how lovely it stamps. And I wasn't going to get a fall stamp set, but this one is just so pretty. And the leaves are really fun. So there's 2-step stamping, plus it is, it's just a really pretty stamp set to play with. So I can't wait to show you all about it. Now, I'm also going to be showing off the All About Autumn DSP. So if you're looking in the store right now, it's going to say currently unavailable, but as far as I know, it's coming in next week sometime. So you can send me a message if you're like, let me know when this is back in stock and I will keep track of it for you. So one side I want to show you is got all copper foil. So this is why it's so shiny. And so I'm going to go through and show you. So it's very vanilla and mossy meadow. You know, on the camera, it's a little hard to see the colors because of the shine here, but there's also pretty peacock in there and moody mauve. Oh, I wouldn't have thought mauve as a fall color, but I'm loving it. Copper clay. It's a pretty peacock again. You can see this kind of tile looking ones. Some of them have more leaf patterns. So there's a couple in every couple designs in each color there. And then what's so fun about it is that you've got that look, which gives you a distinctive, like kind of fancy kind of look. And then the other side are like real life pictures. So like real photographs. Is that what I'm trying to say? So I wanted to show you these. I thought this was so fun. You know, this is not typically something maybe that I would normally craft with, but the fall ones are so pretty. And so I'm going to show you some ideas with both. One card's going to have the shiny and one card is going to have this more real life pictures on it. I mean, look at this like leather chair. What I love about these images is that it just evokes coziness, right? It evokes fall and coziness. Look at these pumpkins, some fabric there. It's so lovely. I love this one. I love the fall, but here in Calgary, and we don't get a lot of reds, mostly yellows and oranges. And so I kind of love these pictures where you can see all those red leaves in there. And actually, this is one of my faves, like a cozy sweater, but you want to just bust out all your sweaters. And then this one here. So the images are lovely. This paper is going to be worth the wait. Like I said, send me a message if you're interested and I'll let you know when it's back in stock. But today I'm going to give you some ideas of how to create with it. So first thing we're going to do is do some stamping. Makes sense, right? So I've got the Autumn Leaf stamp set and we've got the 3 different leaves there. And then they've got coordinating like branches that go with it. And then of course you've got your sentiments. And so this does coordinate with dies, which like I said, I'll show you next week. But today is just about the stamp set. So the first thing you can do when you're making a card is just to decide on your color scheme. And so I was playing with some of the colors in the DSP, and I decided to go with Moody Mauve and the Copper Clay. So those are 2 of our new ink colors. And they're so pretty for fall. But you can also add in, so if you add in Mossy Meadow, that looks really great. Cajun Craze. And then some browns here I've got. So Pecan Pie and Early Espresso. So for this card, this is the color scheme that I'm going to start with. So we're going to grab our Copper Clay and a block, of course, and the largest leaf here. And so we're just going to ink this up. And I've just got a piece of basic white cardstock here cut to 3 by 5 1/4. And I'm actually going to stamp it upside down because I was thinking fall, your leaves are falling down, right? So falling down here. So it stamps quite dark, but it lightens up as it dries. So that's that. And then we're going to stamp the other one in Moody Mauve. So I'm going to grab this leaf here. So you know what? Lots of people's favorite season is fall. I'm curious if that's your favorite season too, if it's lovely where you live. It is generally nice in Calgary in the fall. I like it too. I love like the warm days and the cooler nights, crisp nights. I love the low light, that the sun is lower now, all these things. So I'm going to put this one kind of up, kind of like that. And then the other one is going to be down, kind of like here. So they're a little overlapping. And then you'll see how it looks when it all comes together. So there is also the branches. So let's get to that. So hopefully I can focus today. You know, I had a card class last night at my house, which was a lot of fun. And then it's like I get all distracted from hosting an event and now I'm like, oh, I got to get ready for my live this morning. But this is like another card class. This is a way for more people to be included and hang out and hopefully get some ideas. So let's just pull that off. So this is the branch for the larger leaf, the maple kind of looking leaf. And I'm going to use pecan pie. It's going to be subtle, if I can open it. Haven't used it enough yet. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to use early espresso on the next card. And so if this is too light for you, then you can use early espresso too. And then it just kind of lines up here. I'm going to have to lean over a bit. Okay, so that looks good. And then we're going to grab this one, which does the other leaf here. So it's going to stamp on the inside of that. And then this one's going to stamp. And actually, I might just clean off the stem so that it doesn't go too far into the next leaf. There we go. And then I'm going to add the other branch too as a little bit of detail. So let's just grab that one. So this is the other branch. And this is just inking it up in pumpkin pie again. And then I'm just going to layer it up so it kind of sticks out like that. So we'll put one there and one there. So there's a lot you can do without having the dies, right? So let's say you don't even have a die cutting machine right now. You can still really enjoy the stamp set. Okay, so that is the beginning look of this card. Now we're going to do our sentiment before we start putting the card together. So I'm going to use the sentiment that says, with a grateful heart. And because this paper has copper foil in it, I'm actually going to emboss it with copper embossing powder. So there's a metallics pack from Stampin' Up with embossing powders, and copper is one of them. So if you don't have that, I highly recommend it. When they first brought out the copper, I was very excited. I just love it as a warmer alternative, and it's perfect for your fall or Thanksgiving projects, right? So I'm just going to grab everything here. And I'm just going to ink it up in a Versamark. Hopefully stamp it straight to my sentiment here, or my piece of paper, which is just 2 3/4 by 1, just a plain piece of paper. And then just kind of overdo it. Give it a light tap. I found if you tap it too hard, then it all comes off. Oh, I just turned off my light by accident. There we go. And then you can just use a little brush to catch the strays there. And then I'm going to heat set it. Just let me move it out of the way. And make sure you close up your pad so it stays nice and juicy. And then I do have my tongs somewhere. So there's an embossing kit that comes with all the tools that you need. That's backwards. There we go. So this is my heat tool. So I'm going to heat it, put it on number 2. And it just takes a second to get going, but then once it comes up to heat, it goes pretty fast. And just make sure you see everything turn to shiny. So let's see if I can bring that up. Oh, so pretty with the copper. Love it. All right. I'm dropping everything today. Okay. It's been that kind of week. Okay, so it's the first full week of school. Kids officially went back last week, but it just feels a little hairy at the beginning of September, hey? So, but we can do this. So So I've got my sentiment and this, and then I'm going to add some of that beautiful paper. So I've got one of the Moody Mauve and one of the copper clay, and I just need a little strip of each. So it's just going to be peeking out from the card. So I just decided like a 3/4 of an inch is plenty. So I'm going to cut 3/4 of an inch off of each one. And then they only need to be 5 1/4. All right. And now we can start putting this together. So we're going to start with the Moody Mauve piece. So just grab my Stampin' Seal. And we're going to line that up to the left here. Hopefully get it straight for you. Not bad. Then we'll grab the copper clay one. And it just needs to barely cover up that Moody Mauve. I feel like I'm not straight. I know you can't be a perfectionist in card making. Sometimes you have to let it go. Except that, well, you can use the pattern to kind of help you straighten it out. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to put on this one. Just like so. There we go. So pretty. So then we just want to add a little bit of more detail. So we're going to add some ribbon. So there is ribbon in this suite, but it is back ordered. And so I'm not quite sure. It's not going to come back for a while as far as I can tell. So I'm not using it on my projects today, but just know, keep an eye out for it if you're interested for when it comes back in stock. But you've got this thick, wide natural ribbon and this really fun copper ribbon. So there's that's in the suite, but there's all sorts of other things to use. And so today I thought to go with the Moody Mauve. There's Moody Mauve in the annual catalog, right? And of course, there's also copper clay because we've got all the in colors. So I'm just going to grab about a 6-inch piece of this ribbon, and then I just want to fold it in half, and we're going to set it here. So I might use some tear and tape for that. So you can put the tear and tape right onto your ribbon, or you can just kind of approximate where you're going to put your ribbon. So I'm going to have my sentiment kind of sitting up here. So, and then I'm just going to stick my ribbon into that, just folding it in half. But I love to add linen thread, especially to this fall kind of look, because it just gives that little natural element that looks good. And so I've just got about 10 inches, and I'm just going to do my usual where I fold it kind of back and forth, where it's like a pretend bow, like you didn't actually tie a bow, but it kind of looks like that. And then I'll put a little adhesive on the back. And then just make sure I got it the right way. And then what we can do is grab our dimensionals, them on either end, and add this to our card. See if I've got everything in the right place. Something like that. Perfect. We'll fold that over, and then we'll add some gems. So I'll just use my bone folder for a nice crisp fold. Isn't that fun? So you could do any, you could combine some of the colors that you like into this. And I was also thinking, if I decided to go with a white card base, but if you want something with a little more punch, you want it to stand out a bit more, grab your colored cardstock, right? So if you use the copper clay, it's going to look a lot more rich, I guess you could say, right? Or you could use the Moody Mauve as well. So just grab your colored cardstock if you want more of a vibrant look for your card. So I'm going to show you the embellishments that come with this suite. I think in my stash of things. So these are on back order at the moment. Adhesive back speckled dots. So I am going to use them, but I wanted to show you that there are lots of other alternatives for fall cards. So there's the rustic metallic dots. So if you're needing something right away, there's the in color gems, in color dots, because it's got copper clay and moody mauve, and actually the pebble path would look good too. So that's an option. And there's also the brushed metallic adhesive dots, which come in gold, bronze, and copper, right? I'm calling them the right metals. So these would all look good on fall projects. This is stuck to my finger now. There we go. So there's lots of options. So don't forget about your annual catalog when you are looking for embellishments, and you can mix and match all the things. So I'm going to add on a few of these. There's this nice creamy one. And then the moody mauve. Maybe we'll put one down here in the branch. And then maybe a copper clay one up here. And that is our first fall card. Fun. All right, let's go on to the second one, which I'm going to show you how to use all those beautiful, realistic patterned papers. So I'm going to do my stamping first. So we've got a piece of basic white, and we are going to stamp all 3 leaves again. So the first one I'm going to stamp in Cajun Craze, which is one of those colors that may or may not like sit dormant in my crafting stash until fall, like every year. And then I use it so much in the fall. It's the perfect orange. If you want a brighter look, then you can use pumpkin pie. So that's a bit brighter of an orange. So there's the nice maple leaf. And then we're going to do this leaf. I feel like I needed more blocks today. We'll just have to do some cleaning in between here. Okay. And then this one I'm going to do in Mossy Meadow. So let's just move these out of the way. So this is kind of my color scheme here, right? So we've got Cajun Craze, Copper Clay, and Mossy Meadow. So there's that. And then there's another leaf that I haven't showed yet. That's the double leaf. And we'll stamp that one in the Copper Clay. And so when you have the dies, they will all, these shapes can be cut out with a coordinating die, which is nice. And you can see when they stamp, they've got that lovely rich texture, right? So it's not just you've got the veining, but then there's also all that kind of depth of color in there. I love that. And then just to make them pop a little bit more, I'm going to use Early Espresso to do the branch parts. Oops. So do the big one first. And it just lines up in there. I'll bring it up to the camera so you can see it too a bit better. Okay. Just be careful when you're pulling off your blocks. Then there's this one here, the 2-1. And so that goes on these little guys. And then we'll grab the last one. Okay. So there we go. So I like the early espresso because it's dark without being black, but you can kind of see the detail there. So if you've got the dies, you go ahead and put this through your Stampin' Up! Emboss machine and run them through. If you don't have the dies, you do like I did today, and you just use your scissors. So I've just cut them out. So there we go. I didn't think you wanted to watch me cut them out, but I just used my paper snips and cut them out. So I'm just going to move some things out of the way. All right, so I've gone with a white card base again, just because I like my cards a little bit brighter. But again, you could use these colors as your card base for a more richer look for your card. And then I wanted to use a background here. So I'm going to pull out this, and I'm going to show you a few that will look good. And this design I did on purpose because it would look good with almost any of these fall ones. I mean, if you want to use the book ones too, that would be good. Okay, so look how many there are. So any of these will work. So I made my sample with this one here because it's so pretty, but I think I'm going to use a different one for the second sample. And I think I'm going to use this one with all, it's like you're looking down into a forest. So fun. But the pumpkin one was actually going to be my first choice, but then I decided I like the leaves more. So, and this one with the sunshine peeking out, so cute. So first we're going to cut this. To 5 1/4 by 4. And then I wanted a piece that was a little neutral to kind of go against it. So I'm going to use the wood grain one here. And I'm going to cut that to 2 3/4 by 4. Yep. There we go. And then they're going to layer up like this. And so right, you can see how any of them would look good. That looks good. The pumpkins look good. So you can mix this match with all the DSP patterns. So we're just going to go ahead and put this on the card. So we've got our fun fall background. And our wood grain one. I still love wood grain texture DSP. Just kind of putting it to the bottom left corner. And then we're going to add our leaves on and then do our sentiment and our ribbon again. And I'm going to show you another alternative for ribbon. So sometimes I just loosely lay things down until I'm kind of happy. Then I can still move them a bit because I want to see them all without them sticking off the edge of the card. So I think I'm going to move them in a little bit more. Something like that. Ish, right? Okay, so for the ribbon for this time, I am going to use this amazing large check ribbon. So I am a sucker for buffalo plaid still. It's been in for a few years, hey, but I still love it. So this is so lovely, and it's very vanilla, which is different from the gingham one that's in the annual catalog, and it's thinner, and it's just a completely different texture too. So it's very different, even though you might think they're similar. And you can color this ribbon with your blends, just like you can do other ribbons. You can turn this into a fall color if you wanted to color it Cajun craze or green or red for Christmas, whatever you like. But it is vanilla, so it's got like that little softer look, which I kind of like, which is the vanilla is what's in this DSP pack. So I think we need about 8 inches. And so this is the same look that I did on the first card. So I just wanted to show you, like, you don't have to have a million different techniques, right? You can do the same thing. And because the cards look different, the technique looks different. and your recipients aren't going to care, right? So this time I'm going to go this way. And I'm just putting tear and tape down. You could use glue dots too, that's good. And I'm just going to fold it in half. And then I've got a label piece. So the dies do have label pieces, but like I said, I don't have the dies yet. So any label piece will do. So this is one of my favorites from the All That dies. And I'm going to use this sentiment that says, autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. It's a lovely sentiment. And I'm actually going to stamp it in black so that I can tie in this ribbon. So when you're adding in a detail like this, you just need to have something else that kind of grounds it together. And that's kind of why I put the darker veining on the leaves as well. So now we've got kind of all these dark elements that are pairing up together. And our sentiment. So we'll grab our linen thread, which is a staple. If you don't have linen thread, just stick it on your next order. I go through a lot of linen thread. It's such a great staple. I'm going to do the same thing where I kind of fold it back and forth so that it mimics the look of a bow without you actually having to tie one, which is a serious advantage. And then I want it to go this way. So I always like put it backwards. It's like my brain can't. Okay, so I got it the right way. And then we'll put dimensionals on either end just to help lift it over the ribbon. And it just lays so much nicer with that little balance there. And then you can see how that little detail of the linen thread just kind of makes the card. It's just that little bit that just adds some fun layer. So I'm going to use these speckled dots again. But yeah, the rustic metallic dots, the brush metallic dots, all those would look really good on this card as well. And so I'm going to use a copper clay and a mossy meadow and maybe another copper clay just kind of up there. And then we've got a perfect fall card, which would be for any kind of reason, just to pop a card in the mail, somebody going through something. And there we go. And I'm going to show you my original sample so you can see what it looks like with a different card design. But you can see this one with those leaves. So it's going to change the way it looks a little bit, but I've got all three of the colors, right? So it's just it's gonna match no matter which one that you choose. All right, let's bring back the other one. And I was thinking of making this in a set of 3 as well. So changing out the Moody Mauve for Mossy Meadow, and then you get a totally different look. All right, let's bring you guys back up for a second. Hello. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for this All About Autumn special here with the stamp set anyway. And next week, don't want to miss out because I will have the dies, and I'm going to show you how the dies will work as well. And I'm going to have a card kit that you can earn as well with those dies. So it's going to be super fun. So don't forget that today's the last day to sign up for my festive catalog party, and there's an out-of-town option and there's a local option. So I don't have an international option at this point, but if you're anywhere in Canada, I can send you an out-of-town party packet is what I call it. So if you don't want to miss out on that, you got to sign up by the end of the day. And yes, if you place an order over $60, I'd love to say thank you by giving you my Walk in the Forest card kit. So if you've got any questions, I'd love to give you a hand, and I will see you guys next week. Take care and have a wonderful weekend.